This is the Edexcel Paper 1 Non-Calculator Foundation tier from May 2024. So question 1, write the number 18,475 correct to the nearest thousand. So is it closer to 18,000 or 19,000? Let's look at the digit after the thousand, so the hundreds. Is it 5 or above? If so, we round up. It isn't, so it stays the same. It is 18,000. It's closer to 18,000 than it is to 19,000. Question 2, write 0.3 as a percentage. 0.3 is 30%. To change a decimal to a percentage, times by 100. Question 3, write down the mathematical name for the type of angle marked Y. It's a reflex angle. So it's acute if it's between 0 and 90, obtuse 90 to 180, bigger than 180 is reflex. Question 4, write these numbers in order of size. Start with the smallest number. So we start by looking at the left. In their ones column, they've all got a 0. So then we move to the next column, which is the tenths. And we've got a number with a 0 in the tenths, so that's smallest, 0.03. And then we've got 1, 1, and 2 2s. So the ones are next, 0.1 and 0.16. So they're the same in the tenths. We move to the hundredths. 0.1's got nothing in the hundredths, and 0.16 has got a 6. So 0.1's next, then 0.16. Then we move on to the 0.2s. 0.2's got nothing in the hundredths, so 0.21 is the biggest. We could also do this by changing them into percentages, times them by 100. So we have 21%, 20%, 3%, 10%, and 16%. So they might be easier to look at like that. Question 5, find the square root of 64. 8 times 8 is 64, so the square root of 64 is 8. Question 6, Ryan buys 4 cakes for £1.30 each, 2 identical tins of soup. He pays with a £10 note, gets £1.80 in change. How much was each tin of soup? So let's do 4 lots of £1.30. So £1.30 times 4. 4 zeros are 0. 4 threes are 12. And 4 ones are 4 plus the 1. So that's £5.20 for the cakes. He paid with a £10 note and gets £1.80 in change. So £10, take away £1.80. So take away £1 gets a £9. Take away 80p, that's £8.20. So we've got £5.20 for the cakes. In total, it costs £8.20. So the soup is £8.20. Take away £5.20. So he's paid £3 for the soup. But it's 2 tins. How much does he pay for each one? So half of £3, £1.50. Half of £3 is £1.50. Question 7. The table shows the number of hours that Lena and Pavel worked on each of 4 days last week. So we've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and we've got hours worked for each of them. On the grid, draw a suitable diagram or chart for this information. So we're going to draw a bar chart. We've got a choice though. We could do a composite bar chart or a dual bar chart. So a dual bar chart is we'll have 2 bars, one for each of them for both days. the bars would go next to each other, and it will look something a bit like this, with one bar for Lena, one for Pavel. Or a composite, we would have one bar split into two. So we would have just one bar for Wednesday, but it'd be split. So part of it for Lena, part of it for Pavel, and then the same for the other days. So it will just look something like this, but split like so. It doesn't matter which one we do. I'm going to do a composite bar chart. So I'll do one bar for both of them. So down the side, we're going to have number of hours worked. And 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can only do this because they've given us enough room. The highest total is 15. So we've got 13, 15, 13, and 12. So it only needs to go up to 15. And then it's the days are Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we'll have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It doesn't matter if you did one square for each one or two, as long as they're all the same. So let's just draw on our bars now. So on Wednesday, we've got 6 and 7 to make 13. So 6, and then up to 13. 9 and 6 to make 15. So 9 up to 15. 8 and 5 to make 13. And 6 and 6 to make 12. So it doesn't matter if you've done a dual one or a composite one, we're going to need some kind of key to say which one's which. So if I do all of Lena's in green, so if I give it a bit of a shade, and I'll leave the others in white, and I'll just do a key. Gonna have to change that box. Right, so I'll have Lena's in green and Pavel is in white. We could also label them. We could put Lena, Pavel. Like so. Okay, question 8, we've got OA, OB, and OC being 3 straight lines. We need to work out the size of the angle X. All the angles around the point have to make 360 degrees. So we've got just a missing angle, find out what it is. So 220 and 90, they make 310. What's missing? 310 to 360. That will be 50 degrees. So the missing angle is 50 degrees. Give a reason for your answer. So that is that the angles around the point add up to 360 degrees. Question 9. Here's a number machine. Work out the output when the input is 13. So we're going to put a number into the machine, times it by 2, take away 10, and then get a number out. So if we put 13 in, we're going to times it by 2 to get 26. Then we're going to take away 10, which is 16. Work out the input when the output is 28. So the number that comes out at this side is 28. What do we have to put in? What are we going to times by 2 and then take away 10 to get 28? So if we do this backwards, instead of taking away 10, if we undo that, we're going to add 10. So the number must have been 38 before we took away 10 to get 28. And what's the input that we times by 2 to get 38? So to go backwards, we divide by 2. What's half of 38? That is 19. So 19 times 2 is 38. Take away 10 is 28. Show that there is a number for which the output is the same as the input. So what number do we put in, times it by 2, and then take away 10 to give the same output? So it's 10. 10 times 2 is 20. Take away 10 is 10. You could just try different numbers until you find one that's the same. We need to, the minus 10, the taking away 10, has to cancel out the timesing by 2. So the timesing by 2 has to add 10. And if you times 10 by 2, you add 10. So if you take away 10, it goes back to 10. I hope that makes sense. So 10 times 2 is 20, and 20 take away 10 is 10. So 10. There are 24 cows and 36 sheep on a farm. Write as a ratio the number of cows to the number of sheep. Give your answer in its simplest form. So when we're writing a ratio, we put the first one, and then we put this colon, the dots, and then the second one. So it's 24 to 36. There were 24 cows and 36 sheep. So the ratio is 24 to 36. And then we're going to simplify it. So what times table are they both in? We want the highest possible one, which is 12, but we could do it in steps. So we could just half them. So 24 to 36 is the same as 12 to 18. And then we could half them again, which is the same as 6 to 9. And now they're both in the 3 times table. It's 2 and 3. So in its simplest form, it's 2 to 3. And if we did the 12 times table, we would have gone straight to 2 to 3. 24 is 2 12s. 36 is 3 12s. Question 11, work out negative 12 divided by negative 4. A negative divided by a negative is positive. In the same way, a negative times a negative is positive. So a negative divided by negative is positive. 12 divided by 4. How many 4s make 12? It's 3. Find the value of 2 to the power of 5. That means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 5 times. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. And 16 times 2 is 32. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 32. Write one pair of brackets in this calculation so the answer is correct. This is a BIDMAS or a BODMAS question. If we did this as it reads, 30 divided by 3 is 10, plus 2 is 12. Take away 4 is 8. So at the moment it's not correct. If we put the brackets around the 30 and 3, it wouldn't make any difference to the question. If we put a brackets around the 2, take away 4, it wouldn't actually make any difference to the question. So the only place we can really put them is there. And then we do the brackets first. 3 plus 2 is 5. So that'd be 30 divided by 5, which is 6. Take away 4, which is 2. So now it's correct. The diagram shows a triangle and a rectangle. The perimeter of the rectangle is a quarter of the perimeter of the triangle. Work out the length of the rectangle. So what is this perimeter? It's 36, 30, and 14. The perimeter is the length around the edge of the shape. 6 and 4 make 10. 3, 3, 1 and 1 is 8. So the perimeter is 80 centimeters, and we want a quarter of that. To find a quarter, 1/4 of 80, it's the same as 80 divided by 4, which is 20. So the perimeter is 20 for our rectangle, and the perimeter is the whole way around the edge. So we've got 2 lots of 4 centimeters, 2 lots of 4, which is 8. 20 take away 8 is 12. So 2 lengths. So we've got 2 lengths left. They equal 12 centimeters. So 2 lengths are 12 centimeters. So half of that, 1 length, is 6 centimeters. Question 13. There are only £10 notes and £20 notes in the wallet. Ali takes a random note from the wallet. Write down the probability that Ali takes a note with a value more than £5. It's certain. It's definitely going to happen. It's 1. It's 100%. It's 1. There are only 1p coins and 2p coins in the bag. The total value is 40p. The total value of the 1p coins is the same as the total value of the 2p coins. So the total value is 40p. So we've got 1p coins that are worth half of 40p, so 20p. So that would be 21p's. We've got 2p's that are worth 20p. How many 2p's make 20p? There must be 10 of them. So 10 2p's. So we've got 21s and 10 2's. Simon takes a random coin from the bag. Find the probability Simon takes a 1p coin. So there are 21s and 10 2's. So that's 30 coins in total. So the probability of getting a 1p coin is 20 out of 30. Or simplified, 2/3. Either of those answers are absolutely fine. You don't have to simplify it. We won't ask to. Question 14. Work out 273 times 54. So we can use a grid, or we can use our long multiplication. Any method you like. 273 times 54. Two times 5 is 10. Add on 3 zeros. 2 times 4 is 8 with 2 zeros. 5 7s are 35 with 2 zeros. 3 5s are 15. Add a 0. 7 4s are 28. Add a 0. And 3 4s are 12. So add them all together. We've got 10,000. We've got 3,500, 800, 280, 150, and 12. Adding them all together, so 5, 1, and 8 is 14. 1, 1, and 2 make 4, plus the 8 is 12, plus the 5, 17. 3 and 1 make 4. So we have 14,742. And I'm just going to do another method as well. 273 times 54. 4 3s are 12. 4 7s are 28, add the 1. 4 2s are 8 plus the 2, so 10. Add a 0 because we're multiplying by 50, not 5. 5 3s are 15. 5 7s are 35, plus 1 is 36. And 5 2s are 10, plus 3, 13. So we've got the same answer, 14,742. Tessa records the times that 15 adults took to complete a run. She showed her results in a stem and leaf diagram. Find the median. So the median's the middle number. So we've got 15 people. If we want, we can write them out again. If you don't like it in the stem and leaf, we've got 45, 49, 53, 57, 58, 61, 62, 64, 65, 67, 67, 72, 76, 77, and 81. We're going to cross off the same number on both sides. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cross off 7 on both sides. We're left with 64 in the middle. So if you did it on the stem and leaf diagram, it'd be exactly the same. You'll get this one in the middle. You just have to change it back to 64. Don't leave it as 4. Find the range. So the range is the biggest number, 81. Take away the smallest number, 45. 81 take away 45 is 36. Tessa also recorded the times that 15 children took to complete a run. For the children, the median was 75 minutes. Compare the times that the adults took with the times the children took. So the median for the adults was 64. The median for the children is 75. So the children took longer to complete the run. So I'm just comparing the 75 with the 64, but I'm giving my answer in context of the question. So it was about how long they took to complete a run. So I've given my answer as not only this number is bigger, but that means they took longer to complete the run. Batteries are sold in packs of 4, packs of 8, and packs of 12. So we've got a pack of 4 for £1.80. The pack of 8 is £3.20. The pack of 12 is £6. Which pack is the best value for money? So to compare them, we need to make them the same. So we either have to compare the same price or the same number of batteries. It's going to be much easier to compare the number of batteries. So we need to make the number of batteries the same somehow. So we could compare the price of one battery, or we could compare the price of any number of batteries. I think I'm going to do 4 batteries. So for 4 batteries, the small pack's £1.80. 8 batteries, 8 bats for £3.20. So if I half that, half of £3.20 is £1.60. So that one's 4 batteries for £1.60. And for this one, 12 bats are £6. How can I make that 4? Divide it by 3. 6 divided by 3 is £2. So what's the best value for money? Do I want 4 batteries for £1.80, 4 batteries for £1.60, or 4 batteries for £2? I will take the 4 batteries for £1.60. So it is the 8-pack is the best value for money. Question 17, solve. So find out what x is, find out what number x is. I'm going to expand this bracket first. 2 times 4x makes 8x. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. So 8x's, 8 times x, take away 10 is 18. 8 times something, take away 10 is 18. I'm going to make this simpler by plussing 10 to both sides. So 8x's are going to be 28. If I plus 10 to this side, I get rid of the minus 10. And if I plus 10 to this side, I get 28. So x is going to be whatever 28 divided by 8 is. That's the same as 14 over 4 or 7 over 2, which is 3.5. So x is 3.5. Write down the value of 10 to the power of 0. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. Question 19. Describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. So exactly the same shape has been moved. The word for that we have to use is a translation. It's been translated. It's just been moved. The exact same shape. There's no rotation, no enlargement, no reflection. It's just been moved. How far has it been moved? So let's pick a point. I'm going to pick this corner here. So to the right, we have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 to the right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 down. I'm going to write that as a vector. So it's a translation by the vector. So on top, I'm putting my left and right movement. So 5. And on the bottom, my up and down movement, which is minus 4. It's gone down 4. So it's gone 5 right, down 4. Question 20. Here are the first 4 terms of an arithmetic sequence. Find an expression in terms of n for the nth term. So 1 to 5 to 9 to 13 is going up in 4s. It's like the 4 times table, which is 4, 8, 12, 16. The 4 times table is called 4n. So 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3, 4 times 4. What have you got to do to that sequence? You've got to take away 3 each time to get to our sequence. So it's the 4 times table, take away 3, 4n minus 3. Question 21. Work out 3 and 4/5, take away 1 and 2/3. We could take away the wholes and then take away the fractions, but that method doesn't work for timesing, so I'm going to stick to changing them into top heavy. 3 wholes and 4/5 is the same as how many fifths? So each whole one is worth 5/5. So 3 times 5, that's 15. I've got 15 fifths plus 4/5, 19 fifths. So 3 whole ones and 4/5 is the same as 19 fifths. 1 whole 1 and 2/3. A whole one is 3/3. 1/3 is 3 plus 2/3. That's 5 minus 5/3. So whenever we want to add or subtract fractions, we need our denominators, our bottom numbers, to be the same. So I'm going to times my right fraction by 5, my left fraction by 3, and I'm going to make both the denominators the same. They'll both be 15. 3 19s are 57. 3 5s are 15, 5 5s are 25, 3 5s are 15. So I've got 57 fifteenths, take away 25 fifteenths. That will be 32 fifteenths. And it doesn't say we've got to give our answer in a certain form. So I could leave it like that. But I've got 2 whole ones. 2 15s make 30. 2 whole ones and then 2 left over. 2 and 2 fifteenths. Kevin was also asked, I don't know where the word also came from. Kevin was asked to work out 2 1/3 times 5/8. Here is his working. So 2 1/3 is the same as 7/3. That's true. And 7 times 5 is 35. 3 times 8 is 24. That's true. And that's equal to 1 and 9 over 24. That's not true. 35 over 24. So 24 is a whole one. How many is left? From 24 to 35 is 11. So 35 over 24 is not the same as 1 and 9 over 24. It should be 1 and 11 over 24. The diagram shows a plan of a floor. Petra is going to cover the floor with paint. Petra has 3 tins of paint, 2.5 litres of paint in each tin. Petra thinks 1 litre of paint will cover 10 metres squared of floor. Does Petra have enough paint? So what's the area of the floor? Let's cut it. You can either cut it that way or that way. It doesn't make a difference. Your answer is going to be the same. 5 10s are 50. And we've got 3. So 8 take away 5 is 3. 3 6s are 18. So the total area, 50 plus 18, 68 metres squared. And 1 litre of paint covers 10 metres squared. We've got 3 tins, 2.5 litres of paint in each tin. So 3 times 2.5. So 2.5, 5, 7.5. 7.5 litres. 1 litre covers 10 metres squared. So 7.5 times 10, 75 metres squared. So the paint covers 75 metres squared. The area is 68 metres squared. So that means we've got enough. We've got enough for 75. We need 68. 75 is greater than 68. Therefore, there is enough paint. Actually, 1 litre of paint will cover 11 metres squared. Does this affect your answer? So, no, because it's going to be even bigger. So we only need 68 metres squared. We only need to cover 68 metres squared. So, no, it will cover even more floor. So we've got enough. We, or Petra will have enough paint. Question 23. Here is a Venn diagram. Write down the numbers that are in the set, not P. So this little dash, the prime, it means not P, the ones that are not in P. So these ones are in P, it's the other ones. So it's 10, 11, 13, 14, 16, and 17. A number is chosen from the universal set, so everything. Find the probability it's in the union of P and Q. So the union of P and Q is everything in P and everything in Q. So it can be in P, it can be in Q, or it can be in P and Q, anything inside those circles. So there are 5 numbers inside the circles out of 9 in total. So it's 5/9. Question 24. Sophie drives a distance of 513, it's going to be an estimate, 513 kilometers on a motorway in France. She pays 0.81 euros for every 10 kilometers she drives. Work out an estimate for the amount she pays. So we can round the numbers, or we have to round the numbers, I should say. You don't get the marks unless you round the numbers to make it easier. So we're going to drive 500 kilometers and pay 0.8 euros for every 10 kilometers. So 500 divided by 10 is 50. So we have to do 0.8 times 50. So we've done 50 lots of 10 kilometers and we've got to pay 0.8 euros for each of them. So 0.8 times 50, which is the same as 8 times 5, it's 40 euros. Is your answer to part A an underestimate or an overestimate? So we've rounded our distance down and the price down. So we have underestimated. The actual answer would be higher. So it would be 51.3 times 0.81. That's going to be a bigger answer. So we have underestimated. So it's an underestimate because we rounded the distance and cost down. Here is a straight line, L, drawn on the grid. Find an equation for L. So it's the equation of a straight line. It's going to be in the form y equals mx plus c, where m is the gradient and c is the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis, which is at 3. It crosses at 3. The gradient is for every 1 we go across, how much do we go up or down? So if we go across 1, we go up 1.5. Across 1, up 1.5. So for every 1 we go across, we go up 1.5. So the gradient is 1.5. So the gradient is 1.5. Y equals 1.5x plus c, which is 3. So for every 1 we go across, we go up 1.5, and we cross the y-axis at 3. Y equals 1.5x plus 3. You can test it by putting a number in. So if we put in 2 for x, 1.5 times 2, 1.5 2s are 3, plus 3 is 6. So it should go through 2, 6, and 2, 6 is here. M is a different straight line with the equation y equals 5x. Write down the equation of a straight line parallel to M. So if it's parallel, it needs to have the same gradient. It doesn't matter what the y-intercept is. So y equals 5x plus or minus anything. Question 26. Kasim has some small jars, some medium jars, and some large jars. He has a total of 400 jars. 3/8 of the 400 jars are empty. For the empty jars, let's work out that first. So 3/8 of 400. So we're splitting 400 into 8 parts, and that is 50. So each 1/8 is 50. We want 3/8. 3 50s are 150. So that's empty jars. So for the empty jars, the number of small to medium is 3 to 4. The number of medium to large is 1 to 2. We want to combine these ratios. So they've both got a medium in. We need the medium to be the same number. So if I times this ratio by 4, instead of 1 to 2, I'm going to write 4 to 8. So then I've got small to medium to large. I can write as one ratio. That's 3 to 4 to 8. So the medium's the same. I can put them together. There are 150 empty jars. So this ratio, the total number of jars is 150. 3 to 4 to 8 is conveniently 15 parts. So 3 plus 4 plus 8 is 15. 150 divided by 15 is 10. So it's 10 jars per part. It's 30 to 40 to 80. 30 small empty jars, 40 medium empty jars, and 80 large empty jars. What percentage of Kasim's jars are empty small jars? So it's 30 out of 400. He's got 30 small empty jars out of 400 in total. A percentage has to be out of 100. So let's half them and make it out of 200. Half them again to make it out of 100. So 7.5 over 100, 7.5%. Question 27. In a sale, normal prices are reduced by 30%. The sale price of a TV is £280. Work out the normal price. So we had a TV for 100%. We took away 30%. So that's 70% left. So 70% of our original price is £280. If I divide that by 7, so 10% of my original price is £40. 28 over 7 is 4, so 280 over 7 is 40. And then times by 10, so my original price, my 100%, is £400. Question 28. Solve. X plus 11 is less than or equal to 5 minus half x. This is exactly the same as if I had an equal sign. I'm going to treat it exactly the same. I'm going to get rid of my smallest x first, which is my minus half x. So I'm going to plus half an x to both sides. So 1x plus half an x, 1.5 x's, plus 11 is less than or equal to 5. I want x by itself, so I'm going to take 11 away from both sides. 1.5 x's are less than or equal to 5 take away 11, negative 6. And I'm going to divide by 1.5. I'm going to make this easier first. I'm going to double both sides and then divide by 3. So x is less than or equal to negative 12 over 3. It's going to be negative 12 over 3 is 4. So x is less than or equal to negative 4.